I'm receiving the Ursula Franklin Award in Gender Studies, which is a real thrill because at least a couple of the people who have received it before me, I have actually put on my syllabi in the past. I work in the areas of life writing and autoethnography, which means that I'm interested in questions of identity as experienced at the very subjective and intimate level. Mostly I work with archival materials, and I am absolutely fascinated by letters and diaries and journals, all that juicy stuff that you share with friends and with yourself, really. I also feel very strongly that these intimate representations are also socially and culturally important. So if we go to the mantra that the personal is political, that personal identity is the site through which you understand the world and through which you articulate that understanding of the world. And that's why I find this material so interesting, even though for a long time it was devalued. If I wanted to explain gender studies, I would say that we study gender, but we don't only just study gender. We look at gender in relation to class, race, sexuality, ability, place, environment, all sorts of things, and we look at how all of that is shaped by social, cultural, political, historical, medical, even scientific factors. For me, what's interesting is at that point we start to theorize and think about how we could possibly do things differently and what the implications are for doing things differently. What happens if we do this, or if we do that, or if we go in this direction or that direction? And so we start discussing and working together. And for me, the heart of gender studies is really the community that we build to reflect, to think, to debate, to discuss, all that sort of traditional, rigorous, scholarly stuff, but also the community that we build through laughing together, through raging together, because that definitely happens, and then also the fact that sometimes we have to become vulnerable to one another, because a lot of the stuff that we're talking about is not just abstract, it's not just theoretical. So when we're talking about possible changes, those are changes that affect real lives in very concrete ways.